Hello, we're back with part two, Trump v. Harris. Where do the candidates stand on issues of relevance and concern to the startup community? This is Roger Royce, host of the 10,000 Startups podcast. And last episode, we talked about where they are on tax policy, or where I speculate they are. Now I'm going to speculate a little bit more on other issues of interest to the startup, especially the tech startup community. And let's start with crypto. Where are they on crypto? Now, why is that an issue that we care about? So before 2017, there was a time when I and pretty much every other lawyer in Silicon Valley had lots of companies doing something in crypto. They had a token they were trying to issue. They were taking crypto for currency. They were thinking about using it, accepting it, etc. It was a burgeoning, a beginning industry here in the US, and almost every tech company had to think about it. That is all gone. That is all offshore. Now, I know there are a handful of exchanges that have figured out a way to work within our current securities law system, but for the most part, there's no such thing as a US ICO of cryptocurrency in the US. It's pretty rare. So why is that? Well, I can tell you why. It is primarily due to the efforts of mostly the SEC in treating cryptocurrency as a security. And if they don't treat it as security, then it's treated as a commodity by the Commodities Trading Commission. So there is a lot of regulatory oversight that has, quite frankly, driven the industry offshore. And I can tell you that the regulators have told me personally that this is not a big enough industry that they're really too concerned about that. So what does that have to do with anything? I will tell you. Donald Trump initially, of course, was very much opposed to the idea of cryptocurrency. I'm going to talk about his stance in a minute, but as he has now come around and taken an opposite view. In fact, it was reported 2 days ago that he owns $1 million of crypto of his own. So I do believe he's warmed up to it, and he's gotten the endorsements of several people in the Valley and in the community, including the Winklevoss twins, Andreessen Horowitz, etc., who are very much pro cryptocurrency. So I would say on the Republican side, this has always been something that has been favored by the Republicans because they favor a low regulation environment and more of a free market sort of environment. Where does Kamala Harris stand on this? Well, she hasn't really said. She's been pretty much silent, at least as of the recording of this video podcast. She's been silent on this. So we have to look at what Joe Biden has done, what the Biden administration has done, and what the Democratic Party has done. Now, and I would say the Democratic Party has been pretty schizophrenic on this. Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, for example, has really sounded the outcry about concerns about risk related to consumer protection, financial stability, money laundering, etc. And other prominent Democrats have as well. Gary Gensler, who Biden appointed to the Securities and Exchange Commission, has played a very big role in this. He is, as I said, he's advocating for treating crypto assets as securities, subjecting them to strict regulations that we just simply cannot comply with in the context of a typical ICO, and that's initial coin offering. And beyond that, we've seen that the SEC has taken what a lot of people have criticized as a regulation by enforcement approach, meaning that they simply sue companies out of existence if they're involved in issuing tokens or cryptos or something like that. And that is how they regulate. So you don't really know that you're in trouble until you get sued, and you might be, and oftentimes are, completely 100% within the law, but you're being sued by the United States of America. So what chance do you have? That is the argument. And I have often said that Gary Gensler could very well play a huge role in this election just because of this one issue and the attention he's gotten around his stance on this. Now, like I said, the party has been somewhat schizophrenic, though, because against that backdrop of I don't want to say excessive, but let's just say a lot of regulation. There also has been a bill that had considerable support from the Democrats, the Financial Innovation and Technology of the 21st Century Act, which basically indicates the growing recognition of digital assets and their importance. And Biden had opposed this bill. However, there is an idea that there may be a willingness to work with it. So I think I would say that when it comes to crypto, I would say the Democratic Party has divided, but even the pro-crypto Democrats, I think, are going to be much more cautious and a lot more restrictive, just based on what we've seen. Definitely on the regulatory side, and I think Trump is going to be much more pro-crypto and will do what he can, is more likely to do what he can to promote the development of this technology here in the United States.